What a ball game in Knoxville, Tennessee just wrapped up. Georgia, in thrilling fashion into overtime, wins 44-41. Crain, former Western State Colorado wide receiver, joining me. David Cohn on the way back from the Wisconsin-Bama game right now. Blaine, we can sit here and go through what happened at the end of the game and the missed field goal. If you feel like Tennessee blew it, I don't think that's a crazy thing to say. I'm sure a lot of Tennessee fans feel like they blew it. But, when we previewed this game, I talked about the running game for Georgia against Tennessee's front seven that's kind of beat up, especially on the defensive line. When you look at the rushing numbers, Georgia ends up with almost 200 rushing yards. Nate Frazier, 73 yards on 14 carries. Gunnar Stockton had 38 on 13. Chauncey Bowens had 32 on 12. Dwight Phillips Jr., 29 on 5. And then Josh McCray, 17 on 7. They obviously felt like they could exploit him in the run game, but Tennessee stayed right with him. You feel like Tennessee gave away the game at the end, but Gunnar Stockton, Blaine, and David. Blaine, I'll start with you. Oh, boy's got stones of steel. Fourth down, dropping it in the bucket for a touchdown, getting the 2-point conversion. Say what you want about Georgia's defense. I get it. But Gunnar Stockton's got balls, brother.
I think you can say what you want about Georgia's defense, but let's say what the truth is Tennessee is damn good on the offensive side of the ball. And I thought Joey Aguilar had a fantastic game. I thought Josh Heupel obviously walked in with a great game plan. But I will tell you this. You can tell a lot by a man when everything is on the line, right? And everything was on the line for Georgia in that last drive. And Gunnar Stockton and Mike Bobo, in my opinion, came through. And I thought that 2-point conversion play was absolute money when you motioned Zachariah and brought it back. And the sad thing about this is this game lined up in every single way for Tennessee to win it. Your offense was clicking, the running game was going, you were hitting big plays, but what hurts you was your defensive line and your depth there. And Jake, you've brought that up multiple weeks. So kudos to Georgia, kudos to Kirby Smart for going into a hostile environment and pulling out the win. But if you're Tennessee, damn, man. Yeah. Damn, one kick away, and I'm sure that kid's going to hear it a lot.
Hey, Coney, again, if you're a Tennessee fan, there's no way for me to sugarcoat this for you. This is a game that I felt like you look like the better team for most of it. Yeah. Now, there was that time in the middle where Georgia came back and took the lead, but you hit the explosives you needed to hit, and it opened up in the run game. And I thought Joey Aguilar proved that he deserved to be an SEC quarterback at a brand name like Tennessee. But at the end of the day, it's about wins and losses. And if you're a Tennessee fan at home, game day there, you have a great – you outscore them 21-7 in the first quarter. You almost knocked them out in the first round. But Georgia, they're hard to kill, brother. They're hard to kill. And Kirby Smart and the Dogs, new year, same Georgia, finding a way to beat Tennessee.
I don't know about the same Georgia.
Look.
Yeah, that's kind of – to your point, and I apologize in advance if my connection doesn't hold up. I know Tennessee fans are heartbroken right now. I know it feels like, oh, here we go again, same old thing. But what I saw on the football field didn't look like the same old thing. And honestly, Georgia has been so dominant on defense as of late that I'm shocked to see an addition of this matchup turn into a shootout. Tennessee on both sides of the ball got a lot of respect for me. And when you look at this program who made the college football playoff a year ago, got bounced in really an unfavorable fashion, your starting quarterback quits on you the day before spring training, and you have to go out and get Joey Aguilar, who was a leading leader in interceptions thrown over the last couple years. The way that he has performed in this wide receiver core, and even honestly on the defensive side of the ball, I know they gave up a bunch of points. I don't think Tennessee fans should be hanging their heads right now. It's a tough loss against a quality opponent. Look at your schedule moving forward. You get Oklahoma at home. You have to go on the road to Tuscaloosa. That's going to be a tough matchup. But everything Tennessee wants is still out in front of them to me.
Yeah, and it's been so long since I've seen Georgia's safeties have to make what felt like a majority of the tackles in the run game. How many times have we seen Georgia defensive linemen and linebackers catch the running back either behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage to where the safeties didn't have to make the play? Guys, I can go back through the tape. The game just got done. I don't know how many times a Georgia safety had to come up and make a play in the alley or in the force lane against the run game in Tennessee against Tennessee. But also, I said last week, I don't think that Joey Aguilar is just going to be able to throw the ball up and get away with it. Boy, was I wrong. When's the last time that you saw what Brazel did to Tennessee's defense today? I got the numbers right here. I can't remember the last time an opposing receiver went for 180 on 6 catches and 3 touchdowns against a Georgia defense. They had no answer for him. If he was covered, he wasn't covered. If he wasn't covered, he obviously wasn't covered. If you're looking at Georgia and saying, all right, where is this team in the pecking order of the top shelf liquor of college football? There's some questions remaining on the defensive side of the ball, but I did not have Georgia winning in a shootout. David, I'll throw this back to you. On my bingo card, again, people are going to talk about the Georgia defense. They should, but Georgia proving they can win a shootout in a game where Gunner goes 23 of 31 on his first road start in the SEC for 304 and 2 touchdowns. They got him a quarterback at the end. You can say what you want. They got him a quarterback.
The kid showed why he's the starting quarterback for Georgia, and I really thought after the strip sack fumble and Tennessee went up 8 that really was going to be the dagger because Georgia was going to have to abandon the run, and then he throws the fade ball, just a beautiful pass to bring him back. And then, Blaine, I'm so glad you called out the 2-point conversion play. Beautiful play to get the football tied up there, but it showed that Georgia can win football games in multiple ways, and the fact that they barely beat Tennessee in overtime doesn't mean Georgia is less than to me. It means Tennessee is more than, and Tennessee was very much underrated preseason in my book.
Yeah. Well, Blaine, I'm going through looking at the score chart for each quarter here. And, Tennessee being at home, they're going to come out hot. They're going to come out excited. You jump on Georgia 21-7. Second quarter, Georgia outscores you 10-0. Third quarter, they outscore you 10-7. Fourth quarter, they outscore you 11-10. And in overtime, they outscore you 6-3. Blaine, you made the comment during the game. Is anybody in college football elite? I don't know if we can say that right now. I don't know if there's an elite team in college football. It's just watching teams have to survive, and Georgia did that tonight.
Well, that's the great thing about college football. You have a lot of games left in this season to make your team elite, right? A lot of things you can fix on both sides of the ball and figure out to make this team elite. And I think you can put Georgia up there with the best. There's not a team in the country you can't point to and point out some weaknesses and problems that they have. And I'll go back to this, Gunner Stockton's caught a lot of flack of, is he going to be the guy at Georgia? Is he good enough? They've had to throw it 34 times against Austin Peay to end up winning. I know they had offensive linemen out, but at the end of the day, you almost ran for 200 yards against Tennessee. And those aren't a bunch of scrubs on the other side of the line of scrimmage. If you're a Georgia fan, as bad as the defense played, to be honest with you, I don't think they played bad. I think Tennessee's as good on offense, but the run game is there, right? And you had pieces show up when they needed to. Zachariah Branch was a difference in this game. Having elite guys like that, you can take something in the flats, break a tackle, and go take it 60 yards is the difference in this Georgia team. And great teams can do what? They can win in multiple ways, and Georgia could probably beat you 10-7 or 44-41.
Well, I mean, Cone, you played the quarterback position at a high level. When you look at the dispersion chart for Gunner Stockton, with Tennessee, it's pretty concentrated. It was either Brazel, who had 177 on 7 catches, or Staley, who had 97 on 9. Mike Matthews had 5. I'm looking at 5 different guys from Tennessee that had a reception tonight. I'm looking at Georgia. You've got 3, you've got 6, you've got 9. You had 9 different guys have a reception. Colby Young had 4. Zachariah Branch had 5. Humphreys had 2. Lucky had 3. Bell had 4. Delp had 1. When you're able to spread the ball out like that and give multiple outlets for the quarterback, that's what maintains drives. And if you notice, Georgia hit a couple big plays, that big play for the second touchdown, I believe, but they marched down the field a lot more than Tennessee did on those quick hitters. I just think it shows you the staying power. And I thought, as much hell as Mike Bobo catches from the Georgia fans, I don't want to hear a damn word about Mike Bobo. I thought he called a fantastic game from quarter 1 all the way through overtime. Blaine, what do you
reasons for the
think?
thing you're talking about is those now screens out to Zachariah Branch, those are essentially an extension of the run game. And I know that Blaine was talking about Zachariah Branch, but when you have that cluster formation and you get him the ball quick, that's essentially gap scheme now out wide. But let's don't forget that Tennessee is a wide right field goal away from winning this football game.
Sure.
And that, to me, even if Tennessee won, that wouldn't have changed the narrative for me about Gunnar Stockton, particularly after that game-tying touchdown he threw. He got a lot of respect from me, even if Tennessee had won that game.
Blaine, just wrapping up here again. We're gonna have another instant reaction. I mean, you look at we still got Florida LSU that's playing. Obviously, A&M Notre Dame tonight.
Yeah.
But if you're a Tennessee fan, it's again you're going to be upset you lost. But if there's any question whether this Tennessee team has the cachet or the ability to beat possibly anybody in the country, I think that was answered because it wasn't like it was just fluke mistakes.
No.
Or just a bunch of blown coverages or a blocked punt or whatever. I mean, Tennessee's a legitimate problem for everybody moving forward.
Yeah, even with this loss, I hope Tennessee doesn't move far in the top 25 because they shouldn't, or move at all. In my opinion, if you're a Tennessee fan, you went toe-to-toe with one of the best in the country, and I know you've lost to him year after year after year, but I think after that performance, some little fixes here and there, and you find yourself maybe even being good enough to be a playoff team.
Yeah, Cone, this doesn't knock Tennessee out of the playoff or anything. I mean, again, as much as you may hate Georgia, as much as Georgia may hate Tennessee, you're now rooting for each other to make this win look better and to make this loss look better. I thought those were two quality football teams we saw play for 4 quarters and some extra change.
Two quality football teams. I already can't wait for Tennessee to go on the road to Tuscaloosa and for Oklahoma to come to Knoxville this year. Again, the whole schedule, we're just setting up right now here in week 3 of college football.
Definitely. Blaine, any parting shots here?
No, hell of a game. Peak college football.
Peak college football. All right, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're locked into Crain & Company. Got some more reactions, got a full Sunday recap, and then some previews we're going to throw out Sunday on some big Week 4 matchups that we have coming. Again, remember, without you, there is no us. Enjoy the rest of your college football Saturday.